The city of Delphi is found 100 miles northwest of Athens. The main deity that was associated with Delphi was the god Apollo. Before the people of Delphi worshipped Apollo, there was a shrine dedicated to both the Earth Mother Gaia and Poseidon, who was the god of both the oceans and the earthquakes. Apollo then became the main deity worshipped by, as Homer states, killing the fearsome dragon Python, who was a son of Gaia. The lair of Python was beside the Castalian spring, and he was considered to be the protector of Gaia and the Pytho sanctuary that abided in Delphi at the time. In penance for his deadly deed of killing Python, Apollo had to serve as a cowherd to the king Admetus for 9 years. After his penance, every 8 years, Apollo's deeds were celebrated with the festival known as the Septeria. The area around Delphi contained 2 different sanctuaries. The major sanctuary was dedicated to Apollo, while the second, and much smaller, sanctuary was dedicated to the goddess Athena. Athena was worshipped by a sizable amount of people, as she was seen as Gaia's rightful successor, and not Apollo, as he had taken the position by force. Apollo's sanctuary in Delphi was considered by many to be the most important sanctuary in Greece, as it contained the fabled oracle. Oracle was always a local virginal priestess over 50 years that was called the Pythia. The Pythia could come from any social ranking and ranged from girls with a slave background to women who were near princesses. The oracle delivered prophecies by channeling Apollo, by drinking from the sacred spring and inhaling the fumes that rose from beneath her 3-legged stool. These caused the oracle to have hallucinogenic visions and fits of euphoria. The noises she made were then interpreted by a priest to be a prophecy from Apollo. The prophecies that delivered were frequently equivocal, always obscure, and also authoritative. The outcome from these prophecies determined everything from the man who should marry a father's daughter to the courses of empires. The most famous story of one of the oracle's prophecies would be when the king of Lydia, Goroses, asked the Pythia if he should attack the Persian Empire. He was given the response of, "If you cross the river, a great empire will be destroyed." It turned out that the great empire he had destroyed was his own. People flocked from all over Greece to hear from the Delphi oracle. Before they could speak with her, however, they had to complete the arduous task of getting to the high hills of Delphi. Travellers had reached the sanctuary of Apollo. They then had to walk through the sacred way and make a sacrifice and offering to the god. As it was said that Apollo visited the Hyperboreans for the 3 winter months every year, the oracle did not deliver prophecies during this time. During Apollo's absence, it was believed that the god Dionysus took over his place and resided at Delphi. Another major myth surrounding Delphi was that it was considered to be the centre of the universe. It is said that Zeus released 2 eagles to fly from the east and the west of the cosmos, and that they met over the centre of Delphi. The place where they met is marked where the Omphalos stone resides. The stone represents the navel of the universe and is located within the walls of Apollo's sanctuary. As well as the Septeria festival, Delphi also hosted the Pythian Games within the walls of Apollo's sanctuary. Together with the events hosted at Olympia, Isthma, and Nemea, they formed the Pan-Hellenic Games. Pythian Games were originally held every 8 years, but became more frequent, occurring every 4 years, with the events falling in the 3rd year of the Olympiad. Unlike the rest of the Pan-Hellenic Games, the Pythian Games comprised of both athletic and musical events in honour of the various gods worshipped at Delphi. The musical events were in honour of the gods Apollo and Dionysus, and took place within the theatre located in the top corner of the sanctuary. The venue had a capacity for up to 5,000 spectators. Such was the abilities of the Greeks in the field of architecture that the faintest whisper spoken on the stage could be heard from the highest parts of the theatre. The athletically based events took place in the stadium that was positioned in the highest reaches of the sanctuary. Events range from running and discus to equestrian events such as jumping and chariot racing, All the athletic events were dedicated to the goddess Athena. Up to 7,000 spectators could view these events as they sat on the grassy slopes around the stadium. The seating that is seen today was not built until the Roman influences affected Greece. The second sanctuary within Delphi was much smaller than Apollo's and was dedicated to the goddess Athena. Athena's sanctuary was located down the hill and southeast of Apollo's. It originally only contained a single temple and altar, but after an earthquake that Athena apparently sent due to her displeasure, a new temple, tholos, and treasury were built. Through the Oracle and the Pythian Games, Delphi was a major part of uniting the cities and towns of Greece. The sanctuary provided somewhere that the travellers could rest while traversing the steep hills and mountains that surrounded the Greek countryside. The Pythian Games also had the main ability to help unite the Greeks as a nation, which effectively helped provide cohesion to the society as a whole, as such things as the currencies and languages became unified throughout all the city-states.